As we look towards the future, and we talk about voice technology, and voice technology has been around for some time now. What does the future of voice technology look like, specifically in the warehouse environment?
Yeah, this is a fun question because you're right. Voice isn't the new kid on the block. It's been
Yeah,
around for a while, and it's not as old as barcoding, but it's certainly not as hot and sexy as robotics and now AI that's rolling
yeah,
into this proliferation of that. But I love it. We've said for a while, and I won't steal your phraseology now because you've kind of made it real with warehousing
mhm,
is sexy, right?
yeah,
And so we've jokingly said that as well. But I think if warehouses are sexy, then at this point voice is irresistible because what's happening in the market today,
okay,
you have
I like
outdated
that.
technologies. Yeah, thanks. I would just pile right on.
Yeah,
You have outdated technologies, you have outdated processes, and then you've got what's really attractive in robotics and again the forthcoming AI and the data revolution that's happening there. But I think for most of the market, when they look, they want the results that come from this automation, the automation that they see, whether it's at Modex or Promat or they see it on a video or whatever else, and their CEO or their the owner or the VP of distribution comes and says, "Hey, I want to do this thing. Let's go do this robotics thing, or let's just do this exciting thing." It's like, okay. First of all, there's an expense to this, and it's quite prohibitive. So that kind of takes out a huge swath of the market. But the next is, okay, maybe we can't afford it, but how are we going to maintain it? How are we going to tune it? How are we going to continue to
mm,
optimize this as our business changes and flexes and ebbs and flows and gets more complex? And that takes out another huge swath. So while robotics is coming and it's here for some customers, of course, most of the market is just not able to be there yet for all kinds of good reasons. And so that's where I think voice is having a renaissance because what we can bring them is a step on that path to automation. And so there's phraseology you use. I've seen it attributed to multiple people. It's Lou Holtz or anybody else, but it's a win. It's voice is a win for automation, and that's an
yeah,
acronym. What's important now? And now a customer can go in today and they can implement voice with an eye for automation. And not only will voice help them prepare themselves for automation, it'll also begin to pay for future automations. And I guess the story I can
mm,
share is my son loves cars right now. He's a teenager and he's all about cars. And he will continue to try to lobby my mother or his mother, my wife, for buying
yeah,
some car. Now, we talked about me being in West Virginia, and I love West Virginia. There's so many great things here, but there are
yeah,
many brands of cars that if you buy one, I'm driving 100 miles to get it fixed or anything like that. There's not
oh
multiple
wow,
mechanics here to get it done. Right. And
yeah,
so in those cases, I continue to tell him, first of all, it's probably more expensive than what we want because he's excited about whatever the flash is. And second of all, we
mhm,
can't maintain that thing. We'd have to constantly be going out. And I think that's the situation many warehouses are in today, that they see this thing, it looks awesome, and they think, boy, that'd be great in our business. But there's infrastructure that has to be put in place. There's people they need to be able to hire and train, and there needs to be funding to be able to pull these things off. And not only that, as the market consolidates, we're in that phase of where that market is in robotics. There's gonna be consolidations, and if you choose early, so there's all kinds of challenges. And I don't want to discourage anyone from going that direction. In fact, we partner with many of those companies out there. But it's
mhm,
just I think it's this exciting time for voice because voice was really hot in the early 2000s, mid 2010s,
yeah,
whatever, and it's in some degrees and for lots of reasons there's been acquisitions and consolidations and really a lot of folks who a lot of these and we give them the loving name orphans. A lot of the orphans, they put money, they put an investment in voice, and they've really done well. They received that investment, but at this point it kind of stagnated a bit because of a lot of what happened in the market. And we're at a stage now where we're certainly one of the providers. There are very few of us left that are kind of, it's a renaissance, and it's really cool because now folks who've invested in that can carry their investment forward, and folks who haven't can come in and help them get themselves a path to that automation piece. So it's exciting time for us, to be candid with you, Kevin.